definitely that one. We had that one night with that.
Finally hit up that jiu-jitsu dojo.
Yeah, what do you think?
It's nice. Seems like a sweet place. I was actually doing a lot better than I thought I would too, which was really fun.
I don't know them, but I haven't heard anything bad. So if you know enough to know what if they know, you know. I always tell people go watch.
Yeah, I just went in for a class, trained with them,
Yeah.
and
And usually most good dojos, any martial art, will allow you to at least do one practice. You know, one practice for free. Hey, Tyson, you need to warn us because as soon as they move in, the snake shoots towards you.
Okay.
Okay? Call on the radio before you come in next time.
Okay.
You can have them come in now.
Yeah, you guys.
Just for future references for you too. It's something you wouldn't think about because you don't think they're going to react to something like that, but they do. If you keep snakes at all, another thing is very important is to make sure you quarantine. Because a lot of collections are getting paramyxia virus, reovirus, and they're just going from collection to collection. Crypto, and all those things, you know, the animal could seem healthy, and it could be typhoid Mary, basically, and it'll wipe your whole collection out. Really. That's why I see these guys unboxing their snakes and their collection, and then I hear, I don't understand why all my snakes are dying. Well, I understand why they're dying. You know, even us who do quarantine for 6 months and have tests done have had stuff get through because stuff mutates. You know, and the more people that have animals around and don't treat them like any other virus, it's going to mutate to be worse. So, and there is no treatment for paramyxia virus. We call it, it's basically like AIDS in the sense that you don't die from it. The snake doesn't die from it. What it dies from is what it allows it to get. They get a pneumonia, there's all kinds of stuff that goes wrong. That's a female. That's a hunker. She might be gravid already.
she was not paired up.
She wasn't?
No.
Was she paired up last year in the fall? Do you know?
I'm not sure if it's Tyson.
She's going to drop slugs, or she's going to poop on me big time here in a second.
I don't think we care.
That's pretty high up for just poop. So she's either ovulating or she's... So if you have a male, throw a male with her,
Okay.
just in case. And she really looks... She's really... The biggest problem, too, I see in captivity is morbidly obese snakes. Once they're like, especially with crowlids, once they start showing that they're morbidly obese, they've already formed fat around the heart, and they'll die of a heart attack. We tried to grow, back when I was like 18, we tried to grow South American rattlesnakes up really fast, and what happened was they all started dying all of a sudden. And that's because we did necropsies on them, and it turned out that every one of them had fat around the heart because we were trying to grow them too fast. Now, elapids can get fat, but that one I already did.
Oh, yeah.
So far, I think you're right about females. So, tails are really, really distinctively short. This is kind of a premium too. You don't want to these guys. Because of the way you watch them flip out. Yeah, that's a female. Yeah, that's a female. See how, you're right. The tail tapers on the females, and this is definitely a female. Some of ours are starting to age out, so whenever that happens, we haven't, because last year was kind of a mess because I had an infection in my knee and I went septic and all that stuff, and I just got off oral antibiotics like last week. I was on Levaquin, and my cat tripped me and I blew out my hamstring. But I actually don't take a salary, and you know, that's my choice. I get a 20% pension from when I got ran over by a stolen car when I was a cop. I was 26, and that's the first time I died. See how they can twist? If you have females that you think are gravid, that's okay, but that's a good size. For a broad-banded, that's a good size. Or for the Western, as they call them. The common names to me don't mean much. Yeah, that's a good size one. Oh, this might be a little tricky. Actually milking that asphalt one time, it stuck its finger through the bottom of his jaw and touched my fingernail.
Really?
That was early on in the game. So I was like 20 years.
Reminds me of the old martial arts movies when they like stab themselves to
Yeah.
get the guy behind them.
Yeah.
He's not trying to bring this thing up. He's not trying to get every single drop out of him. He's only working on the
Yeah, that's why the Cape Cobra got me with one thing. It only gets 1/3 of what's in its venom glands.
Which one?
It wasn't Hickson. It was one of the younger ones. I can't remember which one it was. Hickson. I got to work out with Hickson, but when I was in Brazil, he let me put him in a guillotine choke, and he just got out of it. I mean, his face turned purple, and he just turned sideways and pulled out. They're so used to doing that.
I think it's about an hour to get to the bed. From where we were at. And she stayed there, I think overnight.
So, other than keeping your hands on it, is there anything else you recommend for someone else, like getting to them the snakes that they see as their life?
What was that question?
He said, other than having your own anti-venom, is
Uh-huh.
there anything else you recommend for people who are trying to get into the stuff?
Well, you need to get training. There are some training groups that are doing stuff. Save the Snakes out west. They do some training stuff. The Rattlesnake Conservancy I don't know if they're doing stuff out west, but they are doing stuff on the East Coast. We train law enforcement, but we don't, it's too expensive to get insurance. And since we're a nonprofit and already I'm a high risk, I have to pay the same amount for insurance for risk for the person sitting at the front desk who never touches a venomous snake as I have to do for the people who work on it. So it's kind of crazy. But as far as that goes, those are the two really good groups, and the people are really nice, and they're very professional, and they're good at what they do. Oh, this is a weird looking color one. Oh, this one's cool.
Oh yeah.
Look at the color on this one compared to the other ones. It's from the same litter as a couple of the others. They don't know how they're supposed to be colored. You know, they don't read books. I tell people all the time they don't read books. They don't know how they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to look, or anything like that. But yeah, if you have native species, if you're keeping native species, I advise you to have your own anti-serum, just because you still get some. I need to wipe that out. It's too sticky. And the ACE inhibitors save more people than any snake bite worldwide will ever take. So snakes have a good place in the world. It's just best that you leave them alone. You can do that. Oh, let me just open that. Now let's have a shot.
Oh, it's trying to protect themselves.
It's scared.
It's nothing that they ever do.
Actually, they're worse. It's easier to pin a wild snake than it is a captive snake. To some degree, they do. They don't have the greatest memory, which is kind of good. But most of these guys are done every 2 weeks. He's hard stopped 4 times in my life. I've been stabbed. I've been run over by cars. I've been rough on my body. I did traditional Muay Thai. I did PKA, full contact karate when I was a kid. Walking the things. I don't know if you can see that. These guys' venom is being used in cancer research also, but one of our customers uses it for clotting. But we carry our own anti-venom. I have a real issue with people not having their own anti-venom, and I especially don't want to be going to the hospital when I am putting myself at risk like this and using anti-venom that could be used on a child.
So what symptoms were you feeling once he bit you and you started to
Hurt like a lot. It hurt a lot.
not just the bite, but did the venom?
No, the bite
cause
The
pain?
bite doesn't hurt initially.
Okay, so it's the venom.
It's the venom. It has a pain receptor basically in it too, and it's very. That particular species is extremely.
No, we have a specific plan for everything. Usually, course, the snakes be that by the snake is being secured and on our 13 going that way either people know. Stay away from the rodent and anti will be gathered to the person who gets where to the vehicle and will be driven to die. Quickly and safely as possible.
Like say that you would drop snake and then
So we always have someone on station. We also work with the snake species he's doing. It's all pick them up and help gather them if they get into a tricky situation.
I I have never been able to not put the snake back. Even when I got bit by a 15-foot king cobra, I was able to put it back. So in my mentality is, it's my responsibility. The animal didn't choose to be here, and the people that are here should not be put at risk. It's my employees. So as soon as, you know, when I got bit by the Bothrops that did the most damage, you can't even see it. It destroyed the, I'll explain when I put this down. This hand, the labels, I think, this is real pretty.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous one.
This is never something that these animals get used to. They're not being harmed. That looks physically laboring or any sort of way. This is happening.
This is a local home.
Yeah, I know that we saw
Some of these are from Oklahoma.
I remember one night we had one very close to the house that was
A lot of sidewinders there too.
You know, I don't think I ever
Really?
met one of those.
Oh man, every time we road cruise, we saw more sidewinders than we saw Mojaves.
We saw more Western Diamondback than anything.
Yeah, we saw very few westerns. We saw more Mojaves. You can let people laugh. You see what he did with his phone?
I missed it.
There's a general idea of exchange and trade. If you still have very distinct, we're feeling right now that some of the snakes have
Okay.
there's a common stereotype
Don't
for
find that.
Copperheads.
Screw around, they pin the snake for no apparent reason other than their egos. They'll milk them when the venom is not being used for anything, so that's stressful on the animal. It's just, it's ridiculous, but it's just like we see people all the time talking about, blood. How does the venom affect the blood and all that? That experiment was done over 100 years ago. Now we have video. Every influencer has to do it like 10 times because it gets them views. Yeah, Coyote's one of them. We refuse to let him film here.
Really?
Yep.
You wanted to go here?
Yep. We've refused a lot of people filming here. We had some influencer. It wasn't even a herp influencer. What was his name? What was that guy's name? I can't remember now. Like I was switched now that I'm wearing film. They've even asked me if I can act excited. I said I don't need to act excited. This is as excited as I get. Well, in fact, if you act excited, that usually means you've messed up. You don't want the animal to get any more upset. Sometimes they do. There's no way of totally controlling everything. But you don't want to do anything that's going to make it harder for you or the animal. Because that's how you get bit. That shoe is a little too long.
the actual maneuver that you guys see him doing is he's putting on the actual push map surface. That way, when the actual pen of the actual book itself, it's even pressure distribution also.
Ah, shit.
It gives the animal something soft and flush.
I need to do it right behind the head.
Well, it is behind the head, but it's actually behind the maxillary bone. My snakes are southern, coastal-ish animals. Where am I gonna put? I'm assuming you guys are from Wisconsin then.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir.
Are you hurt people?
I mean, we have a corn snake, but
Yeah. I used to breed Okatee corns back in the 70s.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to like produce 1,000 of them a year for pet trade. They were selling for like $3.
Wow.
Also, if you smell a bit, it's a little already must. There's an old live floating around about this is like 200, but if you're asking me,
Even these little guys have
It
some.
smells like
it smells like sweat.
it smells like the bottom of the river.
Now you can milk
It smells like
Copperhead
that.
and food them.
There you go.
Yeah.
So how many snakes do you do this for the extracting the venom?
What was the question?
I was just asking, how many of those snakes do you have that you do that to?
Well, every snake here, so there's every species, everything.
So of course it's to help blend in and help mimic their habitat. So as previously discussed, they're an ambush person. I believe you're starting with contortrix, aren't you?
No.
Or laticinctus.
No, this is well, this is laticinctus, but this is what is the regional transpados.
Okay. Well, so as far as their attitude goes for this, it's nothing they ever grow habitually used to. So even after years and years and years of doing this, they're not going to be like, oh, hey, this is awesome. Yeah, well, it's terrible. A good comparison would be like if you're just sitting on your couch hanging out and a giant ant you're probably not looking forward to that. Like you're probably not, oh, that's here again. When is it going to happen? What point is it going to happen? So it's the same with
This is more of the class.
and as far as these guys go too, snakes are never at the top of the food chain. So anything bigger with them and interacting with them, they're going to
Cut
gain this potential.
cut the parries for you guys.
So they have a few different kinds of precautions and a few different kinds of defensive mechanisms.
Almost 30
So
years
rattlesnakes
ago.
aren't the only snake that will actually
You just
shake their
passed
tail
away
and
recently.
they will to actually signal that they're upset. Copperheads will also do that too, and they'll actually frequently try and vibrate with the big part.
Same with hognose.
Yeah, essentially too.
Hognose is rough action. Yeah, I know.
No, there's non-venomous snakes that do it. There's other species that do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but mine is in Wisconsin, snake babies. Even though they're not very
So you also
In Wisconsin,
Yeah.
it,
Right.
it would be a go for